Jones. Matt Jones is a common name, but any fan of college basketball will recognize this Matt Jones as the starting forward of Duke's 2015 national championship team. Matt spent some time playing pro ball, and he's now a senior associate with Alumni Ventures, which describes itself as the country's largest venture firm for individual investors. The company's alumni fund allows clients to invest with and in fellow alumni and the alumni's companies. Alumni Ventures also offers a focused funds that invest in things such as deep tech, AI, and doctor entrepreneurs. So Matt joined Alumni Ventures to head one of its focused funds. It's newly created, it's Sports Fund, which is on track to launch in January of 2024. Matt, thank you so much for being here and talking about this with us today. First question, why sports tech startups for Alumni Ventures and why now?
Thanks for having me, Mindy. To jump right into it, why now? I think for me and for my partners, King Nankivil and Greg Baker, you just see the sports landscape breaking down in the sense of, from a fan perspective, we just heard more purpose-driven content. I think you're starting to see that scale at a larger level, where the fans want to be more connected to their to their favorite players and to their favorite teams across the board. And so why now? The landscape's opening up outside the ESPNs and the NBAs and the NFLs of the world. You have the emerging athletes of the high schoolers and the collegiate players who want their own brands and want to engage with the fans just as much as LeBron. And so there breeds opportunity. And so I just think where the market's headed, sports is just going to change, and you have all these levers that you can pull. And they say when two industries or two people start speaking the same language, innovation happens, and you're starting to see such an infiltration with data analytics and just newer players speaking a different language. And so I'm curious to see where that heads. But from an investor standpoint, that obviously creates an opportunity to make money. And so I just think now is the time to get in before sports and sports abroad just looks totally different in 20 years.
Yeah, it is crazy when you see that sports tech is so vast, from all the training technologies you mentioned to fan engagement platforms to in-venue advancement. So what is the investment thesis regarding the types of sports companies that you're going to look to support initially?
Yeah, so we're going to go with a thematic approach. And so the industries or the verticals that you would expect. And so esports and gaming, you obviously have Web 3.0, health and wellness, data analytics, emerging leagues and teams. The part of AV's broader model is we don't lead invest, we only do follow-ons. And so when it comes to the thematic scheme, we will look to be a follow-on investor as well. And so we like to see that there's either venture dollars already within the company or that you do have a lead, just so that we can feel comfortable moving forward in terms of the opportunity at scale.
Yeah, when we talk about sports tech globally, this number kind of surprised me. Globally, sports tech is expected to hit nearly $80 billion in value by 2032. That's more than quadruple today's value. So what are some of the advantages that AV Sports Tech will have, this alumni fund, over others to compete and find its niche in this competitive environment?
I think for us, one of the biggest advantages is our community members. Within AV, we have a bunch of micro funds outside of just the sports fund that are connected to alumni bases, that we have like a doctor's fund and an AI fund. And so I think once you, within an eclectic group that we've been able to bring into our community, you'll very easily see the deal flow and the flywheel continue to create itself. And then with our just unique backgrounds of myself going to Duke and Keaton going to Wisconsin and Greg, funny enough, going to both schools, I think we have enough relationships on top of just enough connectivity to really infiltrate the ecosystem. If you're uniquely involved in that space, you understand very easily how small that world is and how you're only 1 degree removed to the person that you actually need to and want to talk to. And so I think for us, just our connectivity to that landscape really gives us the confidence that we could go in and add value, not only to the founders, but to the ecosystem abroad.
Yeah, isn't that so true? It's all about who those connections, right? That's why we're here today, Matt.
Exactly.
Overall, what's very interesting is Alumni Ventures invest in 50 to 75 companies per order. And it's very diversified, by stage, sector, geography, lead manager. How diversified can we expect that sports fund to be starting out in regards to those same factors?
Oh, I would say it's the same as our alumni funds. For me, we very much want a diversified portfolio. I think when it comes to sports, there's just so many things and so many players that could win, to your point, just based on relationships, based on just niche, opportunity at scale. And so I think with so many conversations happening within that industry, we want our portfolio to mirror that. I think for me also, with coming from, so I was in commercial real estate prior to this, and I was helping life sciences company. And so for me specifically, I like to see the nuance between how sports and medicine and health plays alongside each other, or sports and I think just the psychology, digging deeper than just, hey, I know who you are, I want to be a part of your brand. For me, from an investment perspective, makes sense. And so I really like to see the niche, connected, the connecting tissue between what you're trying to do and how that can either uplift a league or a player or a family. And so I think for me, and to answer your question, yes, we definitely expect a diversified portfolio.
Yeah, you kind of answered my next question when I said what intrigues you most about the AV Sports Fund, and you kind of answered that. So I'm going to ask you another one. Is it's interesting because your funds right now, they are identified by certain universities, right? You have obviously your MIT fund, your Harvard fund, your UCLA fund, your Stanford fund. What if somebody's not alumni? Can you clarify like how the overall process works and how someone can be an individual investor if maybe they didn't go to one of those schools?
Yeah, most definitely. And so when we initially started, it was very much a for us, by us mentality, where you would go and fundraise from your LPs and hopefully their alumni bases. But I think we've since broadened our thesis to where, hey, we tell our LPs we want to be a part of the best deals as possible. And so if you're an investor and you see a fund that you either have a connection to or they're just straight crushing it, then we want to be good players to the ecosystem, both internally and externally. And so we open the doors so that as you kind of look around and find things that you like, we very much have the palette to provide kind of whatever you're looking for. And so, yes, you can invest in a more for us, by us model and go to the school that you uniquely have a relationship with, or from a money perspective, if there's a fund that has a better return and you want to be a part of that ecosystem, then we very much can placate to that as well. And so it's really just trying to remain as sticky as possible, Mindy, to be completely honest.
Yeah. All right, Matt, thank you so much. We know you're in Chicago, and now I know Charles wants to know, are you going to be a cross court member when they open?
Oh man,
Put you on the spot.
I would. I absolutely would. I think to his point, it's tough to find a good run, and so I'll definitely be a
Yeah.
proponent of checking it out for sure.
All right, a little interconnectedness there. All right, thank you so much, Matt, for being here. It's a pleasure to meet you, and we wish the best. And once again, we would like the audience's